about cars. We resurrect legends. We take you beyond the brochure, past the press releases, and deep into the soul of the machines that shape the road and stir the spirit. And today, the fire breather is back, the 2026 Mustang Shelby GT 500. What happens when raw American muscle, Shelby DNA, and cutting-edge engineering all collide at 7,400 revolutions per minute? This is what happens. The Shelby GT 500 has never been a car for the timid. It's never whispered. It growls. It snarls. It dares you. And in 2026, it returns with more bite, more tech, and more track-borne savagery than ever. At its heart, a new 5.2-liter supercharged V8, codenamed Predator X. It's forged for power, engineered for battle, and tuned to unleash 820 horsepower and 640 pound-feet of torque, numbers that rewrite history for a production Mustang. And that engine, it's not just powerful. It's precise. It uses a revised Eden TV's supercharger system with intercoolers so efficient they could chill a volcano. Titanium connecting rods, forged aluminum pistons, upgraded oil cooling, active baffles, all of it built to keep this monster alive on the Nürburgring, not just Main Street. But power is nothing without control. That's where Shelby's magic truly begins. The 2026 GT 500 sits on the next-gen Ford S650 platform, enhanced with what they're calling Mag-R 4.0, a magnetoreological suspension system with AI-backed adaptive logic that scans road surfaces 1,000 times per second and adjusts damping in real time. Whether you're ripping around a corner or flying down the drag strip, it's always thinking. Always tightening. Always ready. Weight was always the enemy. This time, Ford and Shelby attacked it with carbon fiber and aluminum like never before. The hood, carbon. The front fenders, aluminum composite. The driveshaft, one-piece carbon. The result, a curb weight of just under 3,900 pounds, a 202-pound drop from its predecessor. That's not just lighter. That's transformative. Then there's the aerodynamics. Functional, fierce, and wind tunnel proven. Up front, a redesigned splitter channels air under and around the chassis. At the rear, an adaptive GT wing adjusts based on drive mode, yaw rate, and throttle input. Underbody diffusers sculpt the wind. Every scoop, slit, and vent isn't for show, it's for speed, for grip, and for keeping you alive at 190 miles per hour. Inside, it's a cockpit, not a cabin. Deep bucket Recaro seats with 6-point harness prep. Digital cluster with Shelby exclusive track view telemetry overlays. And a flat-bottom Alcantara-wrapped wheel that pulses with feedback. There are no wood veneers. No soft jazz luxury. This is fighter jet meets race car, filtered through Detroit muscle. But don't think the 2026 GT 500 has forgotten the modern age. Ford has woven Sync 5 into the center touchscreen, giving you real-time performance gauges, over-the-air updates, and wireless track day telemetry uploads. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, a 12-speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system. All present, but they fade away the second you press that red ignition button. Because once you fire it up, everything changes. The exhaust note is savage. Not loud, operatic. Tuned through active quad outlets with valve-controlled symphony modes ranging from Sport Growl to Shelby Madness. Crackles on downshifts. Screams at redline. This isn't just an engine sound. It's a war cry. The new dual-clutch 8-speed transmission is race-ready. Co-developed with Tremec, it offers lightning shifts, launch control, and a track mode that predicts your next gear based on G-loads and throttle angle. It reads you. It learns you. And it reacts before you even think to shift. Braking is now a science. 16.5-inch carbon ceramic rotors up front, 14.8-inch rear, clamped by 6-piston Brembo calipers with digital temperature sensors. It stops with the violence of a parachute dragster and resets with zero fade. You can hammer lap after lap, and it asks for more. On track, the 2026 GT 500 is a revelation. It's not just fast, it's focused. It turns in like a supercar, thanks to an upgraded electric steering rack with variable torque programming. It rotates under throttle, grips with Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2R tires, and dances the edge of adhesion with chassis poise no Mustang has ever known. And if you dare, if you really dare, it'll drift like a hooligan, controlled by your right foot and your courage alone. But here's the wildest part. For all its muscle, all its anger, the 2026 GT 500 can still drive to the office. Set it to comfort mode, and the suspension breathes. The exhaust quiets. The seats cradle. And suddenly, You remember, this thing has dual personalities. Beast and commuter. Monster and machine. Shelby didn't just build a car. They built a modern American icon. And like Carroll himself once said, horsepower sells cars, but torque wins races. The 2026 GT 500 has both. And it's not playing fair anymore. Want the drag pack? You get a trans brake, line lock, and 3.73 rear gears. Want the track pack? Welcome carbon wheels, an adjustable rear wing, stiffer bushings, and a built-in roll cage option. Want it all? You're describing the GT500R, a Shelby special track weapon with no back seats, a shaved interior, and a Nürburgring time they're still not allowed to publish. Colors. Yes, there's grabber blue. There's race red, but also new legends. Carbon flash gray, vapor silver, and crimson inferno. Striped kits. Custom. Matte or gloss. Painted, not stickers. And every one of them screams speed. Want heritage? The 2026 GT 500 wears it proudly, Cobra badging on every angle, Carroll Shelby's signature etched into the aluminum intake plenum, and a VIN that marks you as part of a legacy that began in 1967 and refuses to fade. This isn't about nostalgia. This is about domination. Ford didn't just want to build the fastest Mustang ever. They wanted to shut up the critics. To erase the line between muscle car and supercar. To prove that America still knows how to make the ground shake, with fuel, fire, and fury. And they did. The GT 500 isn't for everyone. It's not polite. It's not subtle. It drinks fuel, eats tires, and makes no apologies. But that's the point. Because in a world of hybrids and hush, where everything's becoming safe and sterile, this car is a rebellion. A rolling, roaring middle finger to the mundane. And the best part, it's real. It's here. And if you're brave enough, it's yours. So why does this matter? Because the 2026 Mustang Shelby GT 500 isn't just a car. It's a statement. A promise that raw power still has a place. That analog thrill can survive the digital age. That some legends never die, they just get faster. And here, we don't forget the roar of history. We celebrate it. Thanks for riding with us. If this story of the 2026 Shelby GT 500 lit your fire, hit that subscribe button, drop your dream spec in the comments, and tell us what you'd race this thing against. We've got more machines coming, louder, faster, bolder.